The church is both visible and invisible. Now, if he compromised standards, he's going to have to pay for that in the great day. Doesn't mean he lost his salvation. He certainly did lose his vision. But finance it, make it happen. Not everybody is going to be in the fivefold ministry. First, Ephesians 4:11, apostles, prophets, pastors, teachers, evangelists. Not everybody. But some of you, God has given you significant gifts, like in Romans 12, to be in the motivation gifts. You have an ability to administrate. You have an ability to fund, to raise funds. You actually could establish foundations. You have that in your heart to want to enfranchise, to help the poor, to help even, you might even think about nations. Yes. And so God gives you the ability, but let me tell you this. Who is willing? I'm going to ask this question that we just read about in 1 Chronicles 29. Look, who is willing, that's what it says, to consecrate himself this day to the Lord. Now, in contemporary terms, the amount of money that David gave in contemporary values, some has recognized that's somewhere around 16 billion. Killer. Look. Now, that was a lot of money then. I don't know if we can compare it today. I mean, I know that we know the billionaires like, Gates and some of those guys, they are loaded. Them guys are loaded. But look at the level of devotion in the church. I could go further into the Catholicism. And you look at Catholicism, if you've looked at it closely, you'll discover that the giving in that church is like amazing. And I'm telling you, it's amazing because look at what they've been able to build. Look at the helping of the poor globally. Look at their educational system globally. I'm not talking about religion now. I'm talking about, listen, I have a message that I did some days ago on Eunuch Nation. It's on, I really sad, and I think that they weren't offended. I don't think I got any bad letters from it. No, gay, homosexual, trans, those are misnomers, if you know that term. The point is not only, for mankind alive with mankind as womankind, it's an abomination. Yes, but okay, so the Bible tells you what not to do, but it also tells you what to do. What I'm telling you is the people that call themselves gay are not gay at all. They actually are eunuchs. EUNUCHS. The 3 Hebrew boys in Daniel, they were eunuchs, but you can go through the Bible and see eunuchs. And they have to, look, the issue is, nobody's told them. They have to consecrate themselves over to the call of God in their life. And it's not about sex. When you do that, there's something special that's happening to you. When you do something where you're giving all to God, God isn't neutral about it. There's something about you that is more comfortable giving way to God than doing something that is offered in our culture today. It can never satisfy you. Whatever is offered in this world is temporary. Whatever is offered from heaven is permanent. You are too amazing to be valued by something that's going to be burned up at the end of life. When that trumpet sounds and Jesus is sent, it says, Peter talks about it, he says the elements are going to be burned with perfect heat, the fire, everything's going to be burned. The fire is only going to show what level you are. And that's what we have here in verse 5 again, in 1 Chronicles 29. Gold for things of gold and silver for things of silver. It's talking about levels. In other words, there are different things you can do with gold than what you can do with silver. The value of them is different. You see that? Now, that is also said in 1 Corinthians 3, that same kind of comparative insight using metal objects to talk about spiritual realities. And what David said, and I think probably all of us should get a hold of this, to know that there's a level to the work you're doing. Now, I'm saying to you, and I mean, you may not have had it said to you like this before. I'm saying to you, you're top shelf. I mean, if you were every day, I'm talking about like, if you were just like mediocre and you weren't like the amazement that God made, then God didn't make you. God does not know how to do average. Now, what may have happened is you don't know how amazing you are. And so therefore you don't live up to the standard of it. The people today, they're influenced by politics. They try to convince you of a point. And shameful, because now our culture is so like disrupted, I can say almost corrupted, that we don't know who to believe at all. But I know who to believe. Hey, heaven and earth shall pass away, but his word endures forever. Come on, people. Glory to God. You stand on the word, you're on solid ground. And if you're dealing with something that you don't know what the word is about that particular thing that you're dealing with, go to the source of somebody who's in the word. Don't be ashamed of it. It's too important. You're too important. You can't get your information from people who's not living nothing. I remember this old mother used to say, because this guy was really a great preacher, and she'd sit in there because, you know, she was in the church. I don't remember whether she was invited or not, and this guy was preaching, and this guy said, well, wow, she is really preaching up a storm. He is really preaching up a storm. And his own mother said, yeah, he's preaching up a storm, but he ain't living nothing. See, that's critical right there, man. That's not you anyway. You're not committed to Jesus to live mediocre. You gotta work at mediocrity. To be amazing, you just gotta yield to it. Yield to the thoughts of those things I declared over you were in the Bible. And that's the power of God that's working in you right now. So bless you. Look, be encouraged. For the joy of the Lord is your strength. Is my prayer for you. God bless.